Hey everybody, welcome to Harmon Garage. I'm Aaron. We're here on the morning of day 3 of my video every day this week challenge. I wanted to take a minute and kind of laugh about something first thing. I was editing yesterday's video last night and talking to my wife, and I noticed that you could use my YouTube video as a drinking game. I realized that I say "so" a lot, and if you took a drink every time I say "so," you probably wouldn't make it through the video. So I'm gonna see what I can do to change that, because we were laughing about it, but it kind of got to a point where it was almost annoying. And it's just because I'm talking faster than I'm thinking, which is pretty normal for me because I don't think very fast. And we're here this morning. It's just gonna be a day in the shop. I don't have any particular projects that I'm working on trying to get done today. It's gonna be kind of a little bit of this and a little bit of that and stuff like that. So I'll take you guys along for the ride. First thing I'm doing this morning, I came in and we're looking over the paint job from yesterday on Project Dirty here. And the firewall looks amazing. The rest of it, not so much. Not quite sure what happened, but low gloss black paint, like up here on top of the core support, looks fine. But then you get over here and look at it, and it looks like I sprayed it with silver instead of black. And you get in here, a couple other spots, it looks silver instead of black, and it's spotty. And I sent some pictures of it to the person that owns it last night to show them what I did. And they said they want to go ahead and paint the frame too. So it's pretty much already cleaned up. I did a good job of cleaning up the frame when I initially cleaned up the engine compartment. So I just got to kind of clean it up, wipe it down, scuff it a little bit, and then we can go ahead and shoot it. But there's certain areas that I painted yesterday that I'm gonna have to go back and put another coat on. I don't know if it was the humidity or the paint itself. I used 3 different cans of paint and some came out okay, some didn't. Maybe I got a bad can of paint. But I'm gonna get that cleaned up and touch that up. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do today. We're gonna I don't think I need to tape it back off. I think I can get in there and touch up the light spots without overspraying anything. Somebody mentioned in the comments on yesterday's video that I didn't put anything on long step to cover it up while I was painting. And they're right, and I should. So I'm probably gonna throw some plastic over that. It's got a good layer of dust on it that's gonna wipe off, and it hasn't been cut and buffed since it got painted. He's gonna do all that once I'm done with the truck. So if there's any little nicks or anything that I make, he can just go ahead and fix it all at the same time. But I've got some plastic I'll throw over the front of it. I was watching real close when I was painting yesterday, and I didn't see a lot of overspray getting up in the air. It was pretty controlled in the engine compartment and kind of just settling down to the ground. It didn't get cloudy in here or dusty, and couldn't see it up in the air. So the seat frame for long step dried, cured up real nice. There's still a couple spots that are kind of sticky. So I'm definitely gonna let it sit for another day before we start putting the padding and stuff on it. But we're here, it's a good day, and we're gonna get started. Touched up the spots on the fenders, inner fenders, core support that looked kind of funny. And it's drying now and it looks a lot better. So some of it I think was just the light, like the the shadows. If you kind of block the shadow, it doesn't look as much of a different color. And then I went ahead and used the paint that I used on the seat frames and brushed on that rust preventer gloss black on the frame and the engine cross member. So that should be it for painting in that engine compartment. I didn't paint you might have just noticed I didn't paint the motor mounts, and that's because I have brand new ones I'm putting in there with the new motor. And I probably should have pulled the old ones out before I painted it, but I painted all around them, and I'll probably just touch it up right there where the motor mounts go when I go to change the motor mounts. So that's it for painting on that. Next thing we're gonna do is the drive shaft for long step has been a problem. We took measurements and went to a bunch of different junkyards and went online looking for new and whatever we could, and we can't find a drive shaft that's the right length for this. We got these two different two-piece drive shafts here, and if we take the back half of one and the front half of the other, they measure out right. So before I go and put new carrier bearings on it or hanger bearings and U-joints and all that kind of stuff, I'm gonna take the two apart, put one together with the new yoke for the 400, because both of those have 350 yokes on them. So I'm gonna put the new 400 yoke we ordered on and take the two pieces that we measured out that should measure out right, put them on, and I'm going to put the drive shaft up in there and make sure it fits. If it doesn't, we'll send it out to get it adjusted. If it does, then I'll go ahead and put the new U-joints and the new hanger bearing on it, and we'll get it cleaned up and painted. Okay, so you saw in the time lapse I started to work on the drive shaft. I was going to get the two pieces put together and get the new yoke put on and get it up in there to make sure everything was right and mounted good before I cleaned it up and painted it. And it's a little insight into what one of my normal days is like. I went to put it together. The U-joints that I got for it from the parts store were wrong. So I had to go down to the parts store and work with the guy down there to get some more U-joints. And I sat down there for about an hour. But while I was there, some of the parts that I had ordered came in, and just some little things that I can do just to get more stuff done and also just finish out the day. So one of the things that I was waiting on that showed up, wiper switch. I already got the wires there for it, just got to plug it in, put the bolts in. The gas pedal showed up, so I can put it on the assembly that I already have and get it mounted. Been waiting on the pedal. A couple little things I'm just going to put a couple little parts on because I got them, and we can throw them on there, and we'll see where we're going to go from there. Okay. Just seems to be one of those days. We got the wiper switch in, got all the wires hooked up. That was good and easy. Went to do the throttle pedal that I've been waiting on for about 2 weeks, and when I went to put it on, it didn't fit. So sorry for the shaky footage right now. I'm trying to get this stuff together. So this is the original pedal. It's got a wide gap there. It's a good sized hole. This spring goes in here like so. It slides on here. Got a retaining clip. Well, you might be able to see that this pedal looks exactly the same. No difference there. But the distance between here and the distance between here is significantly different. Spring doesn't fit in there, it doesn't have a spot for it to lock in, and this hole is too small to go in here. So another one of those things, we'll have to go try to find the right pedal. Another thing I wanted to mention this morning when I was kind of just talking and I forgot, I've gotten a couple comments about people thanking me for the what's the word I'm looking for, knowledge, you know, showing you guys how to do stuff and whatnot on these trucks. And I'm glad I can do that for people. One of my things in life that I wanted to do a few years ago is I wanted to be a high school shop teacher. I get along, you know, with kids, and I enjoy working on stuff and teaching people how to do stuff, and I want to keep the younger generation interested in hot rods and the kind of stuff that I do. So I wanted to be a high school shop teacher. That little wish that I had never came to fruition. So by having this YouTube channel and still enjoying doing what I'm doing and teaching somebody else how to do something, that's kind of part of my fill-in in that void of wanting to be a teacher and help people get into it. So I'm hoping that my channel reaches out to the younger generation and that they can learn something from me and they can keep hot rodding going when I'm old and can't do it anymore. The government might not necessarily agree with keeping the hot rodding going, but I'm gonna do everything in my power to keep it going as long as I can. So today was one of those days. I didn't get a whole lot done, but I got some done, and every little bit that I get done today is something that I don't have to do tomorrow or the next day. Fan fell over. So every little bit something. I got some right parts coming for long step. Got some more parts in for long step. Got the frame and everything painted, and fenders and all that touched up in this. They're getting pretty close to dry. It turned out really good. I may have mentioned this already, but I didn't paint the steering box or the intermediate shaft because the steering box is bad, and I've got a new one to put on it, so I'll just paint the new one before I put it on. And when I take the steering box out, it's just one bolt to pull the intermediate shaft off, and I can go ahead and clean it up and paint it out of the truck. It'll make it a lot easier. So not much in this video today, but I'm not going to be defeated, and I'm going to get a video out every day this week. This will be the third video. I got 2 more to go, and there's no stopping me now. So that's going to do it for this one. Day 3's in the books. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time.